Hey everyone, welcome back to Cyryn Gaming's House Flipper Tutorials Basic Structures Edition. Today I'll be showing you how to add stairs to that basic structure that we made last week. And what's really awesome about these stairs is once you kind of learn the basics of them, you'll be able to do them in a lot of different ways that you can even imagine. They're really versatile. We're going to start with these standard stairs. And the reason I refer to them as standard is because they work out to being the exact same width of a stair as the game's built-in standard 2 and 3 tier stairs, which can be super handy if you want to use one of those blocks as opposed to multiple of the smaller blocks. And then the second type I'm going to be showing you is a narrow set of stairs, and this narrow set of stairs takes up exactly half the space as the standard set. And like I said, mastering these two different types will allow you to do just about anything you can creatively imagine with stairs. Okay, so the first thing you want to do, just like we did with our basic structures, is you want to start by laying a foundation. Now, when you are building the standard stairs, you want to start building them wherever you want them to end on your structure. So in this case, I want my stairs to go from this corner that way. So I will be starting on this side where they're going to eventually connect to my structure at the top. And you're going to lay a couple foundation tiles. Make sure you pull your foundation tiles a little bit away from the wall because you're going to want to be able to get rid of them later if you aren't using the actual tiles that you want as your flooring. Okay, and then you're going to come in here and you're going to pick your single garden stair. And these are blocks that will eventually be deleted. So you want to use a color that will contrast with your decor color, and you're going to just start building up a column. And these standard stairs get built a lot like the structures got built. You're going to go up as high as you can go, which once again is 8 blocks high. Then you're going to start your next column. And if you notice, I'm not rotating the blocks this time. You'll actually see why when we delete blocks later, but I'm not rotating them the same way I did when I did the structure. So you're going to get your column all the way up. And when you get to the top, you're going to have a couple of different options. You can either have the top of your stairs become flush with the top of your structure so that it's just right onto the structure, or you can have the top of your stairs sit one level below the top of your structure like this so that they step up onto the structure. Typically, whichever one you prefer, there's really no right or wrong answer. However, whichever one you're going to do, you want to make sure your column ends below that point. So in this case, I'm actually going to do the step up option. So because these are blocks I am going to be deleting, and I'm going to be putting my decoration color block as the top one, I need to make sure that I stop 2 from the top, like so. So that allows me to have that there. Then you can continue making your next column. However, on this column, if you are going to go with having a 2-block platform at the top, then you're going to want to stop 1 down because you're going to come in with 2 of your decor blocks, one that faces backwards and one that faces forwards, or forwards and backwards, honestly, whichever way you prefer to think about it. And you're going to see better why we do this when we get to deleting these red blocks in a minute. But this is really important if you want it to look like it's being held up well by the structure itself. If you don't care about having your stairs just kind of floating in space, this may not be necessary for you. Honestly, the choice is up to you. So you're just going to then continue making your columns all the way down. And when you get to your next step down, 2, 3, 4, 5, you're once again going to want to stop below this point so that you can add 2 of your decor color blocks on top, like so. Now, sometimes it's easier to do this as you go. Sometimes it's easier to put in all of your red blocks and then come in and top off your red blocks or your delete blocks. They don't have to be red. If red and black is the color scheme you're going for, your delete blocks might be gray. But either way, your delete blocks, you can put them all out and then lay your decor blocks all at once on top of them. That may be easier for you. Or you can do it column by column. There's no right or wrong way to build this up. I tend to go column by column. I just tend to get a little less confused as to where I need to stop my delete blocks if I do it this way, as opposed to trying to put all my delete blocks in place and then adding my decoration blocks. So let's just finish this up really quick. So when you reach the end of your foundation, if you didn't lay out more than 3 and you don't want to buy more, you can easily just move the ones that you've already laid out here. This can save you some money in the long run, or if you got plenty of money or you don't care, you're using the cheat, I don't know. I'm not you. However you get your money, that's your business. Anyways, you could just buy more, but just make sure you're extending that foundation out. It sucks to forget it because then you have to pretty much redo your work that you've already done. Just trust me, it sucks, and you don't want to forget your foundation. Okay, so once you have gotten to this point, congratulations, you've made stairs. Alright, my job here is done. Video over. See y'all next week. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so you come in and you just want to get rid of all your delete blocks and your foundation tiles if you aren't keeping them. And as you get rid of your delete blocks, you will see why we rotated the bottom of the 2 decor blocks each time we put them on top. And it's so that it creates this nice uniform solid side and coloration going down. Now, your decor and what you want to go for may call for placing your blocks in an opposite orientation to me. Choice is up to you. But once you get all of these delete blocks gone. There you have it. Stairs. And for reference, you can walk under them until it is 8 high. At 8 high, you can slip under it if you come in that way, but you will not be able to enter it this way. So you can technically, if you want, you can fill in this area, or you can use it for decorating. Again, choice is up to you. Alright, now for the second set of stairs, the more narrow set of stairs. And unlike the standard set where we started where we wanted to end, we're going to begin these stairs where we want the stairs to begin. So in this case, I want the stairs to come from over here and connect up onto this side of the structure. So we're going to start with our foundation. And you want to make sure you leave enough space for a walkway to start going up the stairs. And the easiest way I found that is to lay your one foundation tile as a walkway. Remember, make sure you don't line it up exactly with the wall of your structure because you want to be able to pull it out if that is something you are doing. Then you're going to lay your second foundation piece, and you might as well do a couple more. Actually, that is more than enough. 3 is actually enough for this. You don't need to do more than 3 for this particular type of stairs. But you do want to pull the first one, which was your walkway, out and bring it over to the end. All right. So now, to make sure that you line up your stairs correctly, you're going to use your decor blocks. You actually don't need to use any delete blocks for this particular method. And start lined up against your structure. It doesn't matter if you do it exactly here on the edge or way up here in the middle. The only purpose of this is to make sure that you are the proper width for your structure so that you don't end up placing your stairs over here and have to make a wild leap of faith to get onto the structure. And then you're going to lay your tiles out to the point where you wanted to begin. Now this is going to be super important when building this narrow one. You need to have your decor blocks placed opposite the way you want them to be in the end. So if we run back over here to our example set, you will notice that I have all of the smooth side of the block facing out, so you see it as you walk up, and I have the textured side of the block facing the underneath. So when I placed these blocks, if you can imagine the stairs going up, this is showing the smooth side underneath with the textured facing out. That's super important. You'll see why in a minute. So just make sure you have them opposite of whatever way you want them to be when you are done. Once you have them laid out so that you know where your first block is, just go ahead and pick up the second one in a row, and you're going to line it up as far as it can go over the edge of the top one. So you see if you go one farther, it drops down like this, turns red. Just pull it back slightly and get all the way up on that edge. And you're going to place it there. And this should be, if you count, 5 away. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and you're going to then pick up your next one. You're going to do the same exact thing. You're going to do that all the way up to the top. Now, just like on the standard set of stairs, you're going to have the option of stopping either before the top or of lining it up perfectly even with the top, which is what I'm going to do in this case. Now, if you notice, well, how do we get this column, the other side of our platform here? You're actually just going to drop down, move one of your foundation blocks over. Then you're going to want to get out your delete color now. Whatever you're using for your delete color, make sure you line up the block with the edge of your structure. And then you're going to notice if you look up, this does not probably look like it's going to line up. That's okay because you can just slowly move it over one at a time. Looks like it's getting close. If you get it close, that's all that matters. When you get to the top, on that top layer, you can then line it up and you'll be deleting these red blocks anyways, or whatever color your delete blocks are. When it gets too tall for you to reach, just simply walk up the stairs that you just made. Don't miss when you fall off. Just walk up the stairs that you just made and carefully drop onto the column that you just made. Or you can actually stand at the top of the stairs and do this. It really does not matter. It might even be easier. If that happens, you'll have to walk up again, which is probably a good reason to just stand on the stairs and do it from here. Again, your delete blocks do not need to be perfectly placed because we will be deleting them. So just go to one below the top, switch back to your decor color. Now, place it. Now, if you notice, I have it currently going the same direction as the stairs. That is perfect. That is what we want. But we do not want the stairs to be going this direction. So starting at the top, this is very important that you do this step starting at the top. Walk down the stairs and just pick up one block at a time and switch them around. After you reach the bottom block can be a little difficult sometimes to line up. I usually just use the shadow as my guide of where to line it up. Now the reason you have to go from the top to the bottom, flipping those blocks around, is once the block has been flipped, you can no longer place it 5 onto the edge. So if you have a block here like this and you try to go 5 back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It turns red as soon as you hit 5. The max you can go is 4. The reason for that is the game counts this solid portion here as like an extension to the block. So that's how we get our 5th space to be able to push it out farther, and is why we have to start at the top to flip them around. Once you have flipped them all around, you just come in and you delete your foundation tiles and your delete blocks. And what is really nice about narrower staircases is you can move them around once you know how big they are. So, oh, hey, look, I ended here. If I wanted it to end here, I could easily remake the staircase and just move it 2 blocks down. You can also do narrower staircases of varying depth. So if you have a smaller space, you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, and just stack on 4, which will create a narrower staircase, and might even save you time because then you don't have to flip your blocks around. I don't like going any narrower than 3. Any narrower than 3 and they start to look more like a slanted roof line than stairs. So I tend to not go any narrower than 3, but the choice is completely up to you. And that is the most basic ways to do stairs and add some stairs to your structures. Alright everybody, thank you for watching. I hope this tutorial helps you in your own builds. Next week I will have another design showcase for you, and probably a couple weeks after that too will be some more design showcases before another tutorial. But next week is the Valentine's Day design showcase I have, so hopefully you guys like it because I worked really hard on this one. So hopefully we see you next week.